Good morning. Glad everybody's here and listening. So today I found out I had another little friend who's listening to our story, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Ivan. Ivan seems to like this book as well, so I'm glad you're listening. And my nephew Riley and sometimes Andrew. All right, we were at the part in the book where they are starting in February. So we're going to start on a Wednesday. So today it snowed for the first time this winter and school was canceled. We were supposed to have a test in pre-algebra and I kind of slacked off ever since I became safety patrol, so I was psyched. Look at that. So there's lots of snow. He doesn't have to go to school. I called Raleigh and told him to come over. Me and him have been talking about building the world's biggest snowman for a couple of years now. And when I say the world's biggest snowman, I am not kidding. Our goal is to get it into the Guinness Book of World Records. That would be a pretty big snowman. Look at what they think in their mind they're gonna do. Look at that's as big as the roof of a house. But every time we've gotten serious about going for the record, all the snow has melted and we've missed our window of opportunity. So this year, I wanted to get started right away. When Raleigh came over, we started rolling the first snowball to make the base. I figured the base was going to be at least 8 feet tall, tall on its own if we wanted to have a shot at breaking the record. But the snowball gets really heavy and we had to take a bunch of breaks in between the rolls so we could catch our breath, because that is a very, very big snowman. Oh goodness, grunt and wheeze. Oh my goodness, look at them. Look at how hard they're working to roll that snowball. During one of our breaks, Mom came outside to go to the grocery store, but our snowball was blocking her car in, so we got a little free labor out of her. Look at there. So they made Mom move the snowball from behind the car, and she says, grunt, wheeze. After our break, me and Rowley pushed that snowball until we couldn't push it any further, and then we looked behind us and we saw the mess that we had made. The snowball had gotten so heavy that it tore up all of the sod Dad had laid down in the fall. What's sod? Sod is like fake grass that's really expensive. So they pulled up all the grass. I was hoping it would snow for a few more inches and cover up our tracks, but just like that, it stopped snowing. So look what they did here. So look at this snowball. It's got all kinds of grass and stuff all over it, and he says, oh no. Our plan to build the world's biggest snowman was starting to fall apart, so I came up with a better idea for our snowball. Every time it snows, the kids from Worley Street use our hill for sledding, even though it isn't their neighborhood. So tomorrow morning, when the Worley Street kids come marching up the hill, me and Raleigh are going to teach those guys a lesson. What do you think they're going to do with this snowball? Okay, so here's the street and the kids come, and so they're going to push the snowball to the top, and when the kids come, they're going to roll it down on them. Thursday. When I woke up this morning, the snow had already started to melt, so I told Raleigh to hurry up and get down here to my house. While I was waiting for Raleigh to show up, I watched Manny trying to build a snowman out of a bitty crumbs of snow that were left over from our snowball. It was actually kind of pathetic. Aw, look at his little brother here. His little brother's trying to make a snowman right here. It's a little one. And here's Greg sitting on top of a great big snowball. I really couldn't help doing what I did next. Unfortunately for me, right at that moment, Dad was at the front window. Oh goodness, Greg is not being nice to his little brother. Look what he does. He kicks the snowball. Dad was already mad at me for tearing up the sod, so I knew I was in for it. I heard the garage door open and I saw Dad coming outside. He marched right out carrying a snow shovel, and I thought I should make a run for it. Look at there. So Dad comes out, he's got a snow shovel. There's this great big mess of sod. But Dad was heading for my snowball, not me. And in less than a minute, he reduced all of our hard work to nothing. Oh man, look what Dad did. So he kicked his brother's snowman. So Dad came out and tore up that ball of snow. Raleigh came by a few minutes later. I thought he might actually get a kick out of what happened. Look at, so Greg's going hee 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 hee, and look at there, Raleigh is not happy. But I guess he had his heart set on rolling that snowball down the hill, and he was really mad. But get this, Raleigh was mad at me for what Dad did. I told Raleigh he was being a big baby, and we got into a shoving match. Right then, it looked like we were going to get in an all-out fight. We got ambushed on the street. Look at that, look at all those snowballs getting thrown at him. It was a hit and run by the Whirly street kids. And if Mrs. Levy, my English teacher, was there, I'm sure she would have said that the whole thing was ironic. They're going by throwing snowballs at them. Wednesday. Today at school, they announced there was an opening for a cartoonist job in the school paper. There's only one comic slot, and up until now, a kid named Brian Little had been hogging it all to himself. Brian has a comic called Wacky Dog, and when it started off, it was actually pretty funny. But lately, Brian has been using the strip to handle his personal business, and I guess that's why they gave him the axe. So here's his comic strip. I'll read that in a second, but I want you to see it. So there's the comic strip, and it says, "Hey, Wacky Dog, say something funny." The dog says, "Actually, I have something serious in mind." The dog goes on to say, "Susan Lem, if you're reading this, Brian is very sorry he kissed your best friend Rachel behind the lockers. He hopes you find it in your heart to forgive him. P.S. Barry Pollard, you still owe Brian $5, you bum." So yeah, so he's using his comic book strip to settle his own personal business. As soon as I heard the news, I knew I had to try out. Wacky Dog made Brian Little a celebrity at our school, and I wanted to get in on some of that kind of fame. I had a taste of what it's like to be famous in my school when I was honorably mentioned in this anti-smoking contest they had. All I did was trace a picture of Roderick's heavy metal magazines, but luckily no one ever found out. So it says, "Don't smoke or you'll look like me." The kid who won first place was named Chris Carney, and that kind of ticks me off. What kind of ticks me off is that Chris smokes at least a pack of cigarettes a day. That's not good. Thursday, me and Raleigh decided to team up and do a cartoon together. So after school today, he came over to my house and we got to work. He banged out a bunch of characters real quick, but then it didn't turn out to be as easy as we thought. When we tried to think up some jokes, they all kind of just hit the wall. I finally came up with a good solution. I made up a cartoon where the punchline of every strip was "Zooey Mama." That way, we didn't get bogged down with having to write actual jokes, and we could concentrate on the pictures. Okay, so here they are, drawing their cartoon. For the first couple of strips, I did the writing and drawing of the characters, and Raleigh drew the boxes around the pictures. Okay, so here I'm going to read the comic strip, but there's the picture. It says, step on a crack and break your mother's back. And then this one says, yeah, right. Down here it says, hey, Timmy, your mom slipped on a banana peel. P.S. she's dead. Zooey mama. Raleigh started complaining that we didn't have enough to do, so he didn't have enough to do, so I let him write a few of the strips. But to be honest with you, there was a pretty obvious drop in quality once Raleigh started doing the drawing. So here's some of the ones that Raleigh drew over here. This says, I have been waiting 3 hours to get my burger. And this one says, finally, 1 burger, please. Sorry, sir, we are all sold out. And here so the guy faints and she says, Zooey mama. Eventually, I kind of got sick of Zooey mama idea, and I pretty much let Raleigh take over the whole operation. And believe it or not, Raleigh's drawing skills are worse than his writing skills. So here's Raleigh's cartoon strip. So right here, this says, oops, I stepped in a puddle. In a puddle. And then this one over here says, at least it's not an acid puddle. And then down here it says, yay, yay, it is an acid puddle. Zooey mama. Look at there. That's kind of silly, huh? I told Raleigh maybe he should come up with some new ideas, but he just wanted to keep writing Zooey mamas. Then he packed up his comics and went home, which was fine with me. I really didn't want to be partnered with a kid who doesn't draw noses anyway. All right, we're gonna stop there for today. I hope you guys have a good day. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.